PC, the master console. I'm sure by now we've heard all the arguments. PlayStation is so much better than any of the other consoles. No, Xbox is so much better. Are you kidding me? You guys got it all wrong. PC is definitely the best way to go. My kids really like the Nintendo Switch. Mario's cool. I've heard all the arguments, and I support your opinion and your stance on the subject. I am just making this video specifically for people who had the same thought as me, where I was actually debating on jumping to PC. I was a Sony fanboy big time, especially after Microsoft burned me with the Red Rings of Death. How many years ago? I know. But I still had that bad taste in my mouth after those events. So that basically just confirmed me being a Sony fanboy. And then the PlayStation 5 dropped. I couldn't get my hands on one. Not very many of us could, but I definitely could not get my hands on one, especially because of the price and everything. At the time, I was just not willing to shell that out for that console. My PlayStation 4 was still getting support. I didn't really keep up with a lot of the new games. I just waited for games to go on sale. And realistically, I didn't see a draw or a need for a PC until about a year ago. And I was very skeptical on jumping to PC and buying a PC because of, of course, the investment price, and as well as losing all of my console games. But in reality, I still got my PS4. I can always go back to that and hook it up, play all the games that I have on there, instead of going and trying to port the games to PC, which is also an option. But I just thought, I was very skeptical and scared on losing my games. And in reality, I didn't. If anything, I made my games improve with using a PC. So, with that being said, this is my 1 year's experience from jumping from console to PC. So, like I said before, I was concerned about losing my games from my console, going to PC and starting over. But in reality, I still have those games on my console, but I also have access to upgraded versions of those games on PC. They look better, they feel better, they run at better frame rates, and they have better resolution. All in all, PC definitely beats the console version of games, in my opinion, excluding the PC ports of late. But I'm hoping that gets better. I was also concerned about learning new controller schematics, like the keyboard and mouse, which I'm still working on getting used to that stuff this day, but I've definitely gotten better at it. One thing that was really cool that I found out, PlayStation controllers actually are compatible on PCs. Call me stupid, but I didn't know that was actually possible. Same thing goes for Xbox controllers. They plug into the PC and they work just as well on the PC as they do on their console counterpart. I was very, very pleased when I found that out. Using a controller for 20 plus years, I definitely felt more at home using a controller. So having a PC that actually supported a controller was a game changer for me. It was huge for me. Now, does that put me at a disadvantage using a controller on PC games? In some cases, yes, and in some cases, no. The variety of game downloaders as well is pretty nice, because I don't have to just stick with Steam. I got Steam, Battle.net, Epic Stores, all those guys, and all the games that are licensed to those companies. One thing I really like about Steam is the fact that you have these little small indie games that are really gems in the rough. Like, they are very cool, some of them. One good example of a small indie game, Gem in the Rock, would be September 7th. I did a playthrough of that one a couple weeks ago. You guys can go check out that video. And that one was a small indie studio that developed that game, and it was probably one of the scariest games I've played in years. It was awesome. Super cool. Really recommend it. And of course, it's only on Steam, so you have to have a PC to play it. One of the most confusing and intimidating subjects that I had to dive into with being a PC gamer was mods and console commands. I mean, mods and console commands are two different things, but mods in general make games like Skater XL at least more enjoyable. And then meanwhile, mods for Skyrim and Fallout and stuff like that, they just make the game either more immersive, better looking, or you can fight Thomas the Tank Engine as a dragon in Skyrim. Silly little things like that. Even with games like Left 4 Dead 2, you can make like the regular common infected Fall Guys. You can make the tank turn into Shrek. You can make the spitter turn into Quagmire. You can make your gun models floppy, like all cartoonish floppy. You can change the music as well that plays when the horde is coming in for an attack. All of these things that change your experience can all be added and taken off relatively with ease. Another benefit that I have encountered on my journey as a PC player now is streaming. I didn't really tap into the streaming of content very much on PlayStation 4, but with streaming on PC is not only easier and more user-friendly, but also recording and creating content is way easier, much more simplified, and much more customizable. I definitely recommend using a PC if you're gonna be a content creator, because it is a lot easier to create content with video games using a PC rather than using a console and then ultimately needing a PC to edit your footage anyway. Another big plus that PC had when I first encountered it was Discord. That was a very, very good community tool for you to be able to connect to other gamers and other communities and be able to actually pass along information as well as plan for games, plan for upcoming events. And recently they did actually implement Discord onto PlayStation 5, so now Discord members on PC and PlayStation can message back and forth. They can see what games each one is playing at the time, and it's ultimately connecting more people on more platforms now, which it's a very, very good tool. Very nice tool. Another thing that I love about PC too as well is the fact that some old games still have an online community presence. To this day, if you were to go load up Left 4 Dead 2 and get into a versus lobby, you may be waiting 2 minutes before all the positions are filled and you're good to go for a game. The game came out so long ago. In fact, it's all the way from 2009. It makes me so happy to see something like that because Left 4 Dead was one of my favorite gaming franchises growing up as a teenager. So it's very cool to see something like that. So, in the 1 year of gaming on a PC, it has really taught me the fact that PC really is the master console in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You don't have to get too rowdy about our opinions. We can share them without being harassed. Again, whatever your opinion is on the subject, I stand by you and I support your opinion. Just sharing my experiences and my opinion. With that being said, I do recommend all gamers at some point in their life to pick up the controller to a PC and at least try it out for a bit. Because if you do, I'm sure you won't regret it. This is OGDgaming, and we'll see you guys later.